Now, this issue is beginning to take a new turn, but of course, one should expect that for anyone to try to clear their image, they will definitely take off some steps. But first of all, let's look at this issue. We knew that upon this, that protest, the university had to, okay, let's suspend you. You're barred from coming to the university for any, of course, academic purposes, except you are invited for by the panel. And they set up a panel to carry out investigations, of which at the end of the day, whatever the investigations proves will be set out, and then decisions will be taken on that basis. But Professor Ndifon here is not comfortable with the fact that he has been barred from coming into the university. He has been asked to leave his office as dean. According to him, the University Act stipulates that before he would be asked to leave, there would be a panel meeting of the faculty board, and voting would be done. But given the situation on ground, the university had to do what they had to do. What is your take on that?
Well, everybody wants to play safe. The VC also want to save the image of the institution. UNICAL is not a primary institution in Nigeria. It has been a very strong tertiary institution that has produced a lot of people in different fields of endeavor. Having said that, the VC as well should tread with caution, because you would not want to solve one problem and create another problem at the same time. You know, it is a very serious matter involving such cadre of person in academic sector. Not only in academic sector, even in the world at large, is a very popular figure. So I think the VC, the management, and the accused should play by the rule without allowing the matter to escalate. Yes, it has really escalated somewhat because the allegation is already there, protest is already there, the world is a global village. As I talk to you, people in different parts of the world have seen it. Moreover, those in academic sector and those who have smartphone and all that. There could be various discussions in other parts of the country of which we don't know the outcome. But having said that, the said professor who is accused of assault, going to court is a right step at the right direction, because we have always advocated for lawful means of, the dispute resolution, which is constitutional. Yes, his individual right has been violated according to Nigerian Constitution, Chapter 4, 1999, as amended. So, going for a redress because of character assassination against his personality is what? Then, I wouldn't know what University of UNICAL stipulated as in terms of disciplinary measure against whoever may be going contrary to what the ethics of the university, and of course the ethics of the profession is all about worldwide. Morality is in question. So, if what the said professor alleged is something to go by, we would want to get the VC 40, because you would have deployed all necessary options, internal mechanism of conflict resolution, and you found out that these internal mechanisms of conflict resolution would have been collapsed. Because in conflict management and resolution, there are certain approaches. Depends on what you depends on where you show allegiance to. What am I trying to say? In a church, there is a way of this dispute settlement. In various organizations where we belong to, even in the local society, there are various means and avenue methodologies of how to, settle grievances when somebody has gone against what, terms of agreements are. So if all these things are not fully exhausted, and you say the man abruptly suspended.
But if you look at it right now, we've seen this in many organizations, even in churches too, even in religious organizations, where if someone is accused, you just be asked to recuse yourself from your responsibility, from your tasks, so that you do not maybe interfere with the course of the investigations. This is not saying that he's been fired. This is not saying you've been barred for life. They are saying, for the period of this investigation, just stand aside. Let this investigation go on. You think that is wrong? Because that is what is obtainable in most places.
It is not out of place. But his argument, I wouldn't know. His argument remains that, yes, I will oblige to whatever the school authority says, but let it be in due process. You understand my point? So if his suspension was not due. That is to say that his individual right has been violated over time. One, the accused on his personality. Two, the abuse of office. You understand my point? So removing him from office unlawfully, according to the standard, the rules stipulated in the internal mechanism profiled by the school, either abused, overmanaged, or not followed to the latter, I think he has a case in the court. But if all this means we are fully, exhausted, fine and good. There is also means, final point, the law, which says is the common hope of the last hope of common man. Of course, is also a barrister, as it were. So the point I'm trying to make is the point that every details about it, there must be a discrete investigation, unbiased one. However, Hans Mogatoa, an expert in international relations, he says because of the ubiquitous nature of human, that church has turned to political organization, and love of country is almost turning to terrorism. What am I trying to say? If you have interest, vested interest on an individual, you can fine-tune whatever to make sure that you pull him down. Probably. There could be a conspiracy theory playing, and that is where the man is hinging on.
Yeah, that's why he's also saying that the VC has an interest in this because her cousin is said to be part of those that were used to stage manage that protest. Now, if this is true, and we know that the VC is the one that instituted the panel to carry on this investigation, what do you think about the panel?
Well, I think nothing wrong with the panel. I maintain my stance. If the panel goes within the confines of the law with which that panel was established. Remember, in every institution, there is quality assurance committee.
Right.
There is disciplinary committee in every department, faculties, and the entire school. There are. So, from the grassroots level, you would have exhausted everything, and the VC says, remember, the president of the institution, as it were, within the internal, is the VC. Before I'm talking about pro-chancellors and all that, who get directly from the governor or the president. So they must report to the VC. The VC will now report to the pro-chancellor. Before the thing will now go to either to the executive, as the governor, as the case may be, or the president. So if all these methods are not fully exhausted, that is to say that the VC actually has interest, and there is some level of bias in it, according to his claims. But then, whoever that alleges should be well prepared to prove beyond reasonable doubt.
Well, this is a very strong allegation.
And beyond that, we also want to implore, we also want to encourage, we also want to advocate so strongly. Lecturer-student relationship should not be taken to the other side of it. In most cases, we individuals can bring ourselves down. You understand my point? So if you bring yourself down, the students can hack in on it.
Now, that's the point, because from what he's saying here and the evidence that he's putting forward, that the Lausanne president, UNICAL chapter, did make a post where he was apologizing for that and did own up that he didn't reveal the actual intentions for stage managing that protest. Now, we also know that the aftermath of that protest that went viral on social media, several individuals came up to say, well, this man actually did the same thing to me. He sexually exploited me. He harassed me. He did this and all of that. Now, if we have these people who were not part of the protest come out to say that he actually did this, and let's assume that he is saying this protest was stage managed, but what about the other people that were not part of the stage managed protest?
Anita, you see, people can hide on that corner. In every conflict, there is shadow. And if you're unable to unearth that shadow, the conflict cannot escalate. Yes, it may be true, it may not be true as well. But then, whether stage managed or not stage managed, the institution must do their work. That is the point.